Hey everybody, I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Opinion. There's a lot to cover with this one, so let's go, bub, with X-Men Apocalypse. In 1983, a new threat awakens in the form of an ancient mutant who wants to take over the world. It is up to Professor Xavier and his friends to stop him. That's a simple setup for the story. The actual story is a bit more complicated. Now I'll go ahead and say that as a fan of the X-Men, I still thought this movie had a lot going for it. I still liked it, but that isn't to say that it didn't have any problems. I felt that the first of the movie took way too long to set up. It took so much time to set up the characters of Apocalypse, Storm, Psylocke, Angel, Nightcrawler, Jean Grey, Cyclops, plus catch up with Professor X, Magneto, Mystique. Well, you get the idea. Plus, Quicksilver is added later as well. The story needed to focus on the more important characters, which are the established ones from the other films, plus a few key characters that have really important parts to play in the latter part of the story. Ahem. Someone once said that a movie is only as good as its villain. I have to say that Apocalypse in this movie is almost the weakest part of the film. That is no knock on Oscar Isaac, who plays the role, but on the filmmakers. A villain that has the power to destroy the world, which is another played out plot that I'm really tired of, by the way. He needs to be a terrifying and imposing character. As good as Isaac's acting is, he never really feels like a threat until near the end of the story, but by then it's a little too late. Also, the story lent more to Magneto becoming the villain again. But we can't have that, can we, Hollywood? That being said, he does have the power to create some sweet cosplay. Lastly, after this, I'm pretty sure I'm over Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. What happened to Mutant and Proud? Oh yeah, the filmmakers had to find excuses for her not to wear the makeup because she didn't like it. Now on to the good stuff. Despite its flaws, there is still a lot to like about this movie. The story that is given to Magneto is really good and kind of heartbreaking. Something happens to him that gets him angry, which leads to him being easily manipulated by Apocalypse. Michael Fassbender just knows what it takes to play this role.
Some of you spoke to the police about what you believe you witnessed here yesterday. You want to know my powers? Know who I am? See what I can do. Think of the person you love most in your life. Now that person will know what it is to lose someone they love.
Henryk, proszę cię, nie rób tego!
My name isn't Henryk. My name is Magneto.
There is not one, but two great Quicksilver scenes this time around. Both of them are pretty fun, and just like Days of Future Past, both are some of the best scenes in the movie.
Magneto, he's my father.
What?
Him and my mom, they did.
No, I know.
Bryan Singer does get a chance to take a pot shot at X-Men The Last Stand, which he famously left on bad terms to go make Superman Returns. Despite that film being awful, the joke is pretty funny. There is a scene after the credits, but I think only fans of the comic will get the two things that are being set up for later. Finally, despite the story feeling unbalanced and the character focus a bit off, this movie thrives on its moments. There are a lot of great moments that keep this one from not falling into Batman v Superman territory, like the ones mentioned above to Magneto's rage, to my favorite moment in the film. While this isn't as good as Days of Future Past or X2, it certainly isn't nearly as bad as The Last Stand or Origins, but remember, it's only just one guy's opinion.
Doesn't it ever wake you up in the middle of the night? The feeling that someday they'll come for you and your children.
I feel a great swirl of pity for the poor soul that comes to my school looking for trouble.
Next time on The Real Opinion, we'll be taking a look at Johnny Depp's return to Wonderland and Adam Sandler's new Netflix movie. I'm so excited. Until next time, I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Opinion.